we are on. So be on your best behavior. Don't worry about it. Don't honestly. Don't worry.
When I was in college, you know, you don't always follow the rules as far as drinking age, and and when we would imbibe alcohol, my friends, if we were walking around campus, that we had our own campus police that was part of the New York State Police Department.
Oh, okay. It's like constables or whatever.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. And like if we saw them roll, my friends would be like, act cool. And I'd try to like act cool, and I always failed. That's what it made me think of when you said, so just act normal.
Right.
Or be on your best behavior.
Yeah, be on your best behavior. Act cool.
Me trying to act cool.
God damn it. Yeah, for us in Toronto, it's a little bit, in Ontario, it's a little bit different because our drinking age is 19. So it's like at the very beginning of college when people are allowed to drink.
Oh, okay.
Right? So you don't have to wait until like your fucking like second, third year of college or whatever it is in most of America.
Yeah, it's like you leave high school, you spend the summer drinking because, you know.
Yeah.
You think you're an adult.
In all of America, it's every state is 21. They did that by interstate compact.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Is it different in different territories or provinces?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Quebec is 18.
I thought it was younger. Maybe they changed it.
No, it's 18.
I would imagine in Quebec it being younger just because French people drink wine.
Like, again, the culture itself, I mean, I'm certainly sure that, I mean, when I was young, when I was 12, 13, 14, I was allowed to have wine at dinner.
Yeah.
Like on Sunday night dinner with food and stuff. Because my parents were British.
Yeah, of course.
From the UK.
Yeah.
My father is screaming at me right now. I was Welsh, damn you. Not British. But, yeah, so it was in the UK, it's 16 if you have food and accompanied by a parent.
Okay.
By an adult. Right?
So it's like
you can go to a pub.
Yeah.
You can't go to a bar, but you can go to a pub and have beer and food with your parents. Are
those pubs and bars, are those different in the UK?
Yes.
Is it like taverns and bars here?
Bars in the UK don't have to serve any food whatsoever.
Right, okay.
Whereas bars in Canada, or at least in Ontario, you have to serve some sort of, right? There's one of those weird ones.
Okay.
At one time, there were tavern licenses and bar licenses.
Okay.
And in a tavern, you could only serve beer and wine and didn't have to have food. A restaurant license, you could serve alcohol, right? Because you had food, obviously, because you're a restaurant. And then a bar had to have some sort of food on premises. So chips, essentially what it used to work out to be all the time. And you can serve hard alcohol, right? A tavern, you couldn't serve liquor. You can only serve beer or wine.
Is that why they have peanuts on the bars?
A lot of time in a tavern, they'd have a lot of taverns I used to go to would have popcorn or peanuts all the time. Yeah.
Right.
So that they could serve more different drinks?
Yeah. So you could serve alcohol. So you could serve hard alcohol.
Yeah. And also, they're usually salty snacks because salt makes you drink faster.
More.
Yeah, more is what I meant. Yes. Probably faster, too.
Well, it doesn't make you drink fast. It just makes you thirsty.
Makes you thirsty.
Yeah. It doesn't hold your hand, and I'm imagining this like salt construct, just like making people drink.
like a salt shaker with a gun.
My father used to take me out to lunch, and I was probably 18,
Yeah.
19 at the time. I mean, I looked old when I was, I had a mustache and all that stuff when I was like 17 years old. So,
Oh, nice.
um,
You were the guy going into the shop to get the beer then.
yeah, I made money in high school buying Mickey's of booze for other people.
And you're still doing that.
Yes, I've been doing that all of my life. But there was a tavern that had sort of a grandfathered in license, so it had
Okay.
been a tavern since like 18 something or other in downtown Toronto,
Right.
Ottawa. It like been there forever,
Right. Okay.
and it was the first time I went in. It was very cool because they didn't serve pints or bottles. You could only get 10-ounce glasses of draft.
Oh man, I remember a place that
glassware.
had those. I wonder if it was the same kind of license.
I'm certainly sure it was. So the waiter would come around with a tray of glasses of beer. Right?
Yeah, of course.
And you could just go, oh, we'll just take the whole tray, and it would be like, I don't know, $15 or whatever it was. It was very inexpensive.
Yeah.
Right? And then you'd pay him right away, and then he'd just leave the whole tray of glasses.
Tiny
and then
little
when you're done with them,
glasses.
he would take the tray, like you'd put them all back on the tray, he'd take the tray and take them all back, and you go, yeah, we'll get another tray, and he'd bring another tray of beers.
Right.
This particular tavern, though, was extremely cool because on the wall to the side entrance was a phone that you called there was a pizza place right next door. You'd pick up the phone, they'd answer, and you go, yeah, I want to order a large pizza with pepperoni, blah, blah, blah. And they go, yep, no problem.
It was like a pizza bat phone.
You'd hang up, right? And then someone from the pizza place would come into the tavern to your table and serve you the pizza, and then you'd pay for the pizza.
Oh, good. I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was
my place with the tiny drafts was not as cool as yours. But you could go in there without them looking at your ID in case anyone would want to do that if they were underage or something.
Yeah, they weren't quite so.
And they would sell you these drafts for like $1.
Yeah, dirt cheap.
Yeah,
dirt cheap. It was like 10 glasses for $10 or something.
Yeah,
it was so long ago, a lifetime ago.
Man,
I have nothing to contribute.
No tiny glass bars or taverns.
No,
around you.
That doesn't exist here, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're little 10-ounce glass.
Yeah. So
we had this bar in Albany that had like beers from all over the world, and you went to the computer and you got like an account number kind of, and you would order the different beers and stuff, and then you would check off this piece of paper and hand it in, and they'd put it on your account. And if you drank so many different ones, like you would get a t-shirt, and then if you drank a whole bunch of different more ones, you would get like a glass.
It's gamified drinking.
There were like prizes for the number. It wasn't how many drinks you drank. It was, and you could only do 4 per visit.
Right. Okay. So it wasn't like predatory necessarily.
Right. They wouldn't allow you to like get like 20 in a night or something. But it was not the number of drinks you drank. It was the number of different drinks you had.
Yeah. So the variety is what mattered.
Yeah.
Yeah. My roommate Dave, who you all met. Sorry. I mean, you've heard him.
I've heard him.
Yeah. He belonged to a beer club. I don't know if it was Facebook or it was one of those media things where you sign up and then they have a whole list of drafts that you then go out and drink and stuff. And when you, whatever pub you're at, they give you a little piece of paper saying that you drank it, and then you go online and you say that you drank them, and then they talk about beers and all that kind of stuff.
That's neat. So the pubs were sort of in on it.
Yeah, yeah. It was like a beer drinking club or whatever it was. Again, it wasn't the amount; it was there's a list of beers that you were supposed to drink.
Yeah.
If you got it, you got
beers from around the world.
Exactly.
Man, that sounds like fun.
Yeah. Okay,
and I guess people it would actually drive business to the places as well.
Exactly.
Probably not that much. Because I don't know how much the beer club outweighed the number of walk-in pedestrian traffic. But
it was more of a case for
still fun.
That because a lot of the beers too were there was a lot of brew pub type scenario cases. So pubs that brew their own stuff were heavily invested in it, obviously, because they want people to come and try it and give reviews of it and all those sorts of things. So
right.
It was kind of a promotional thing for brew pubs as well. So.
Well, that's cool.
I watched this thing recently. A guy tried to make beer from using a recipe from ancient Sumer.
Ancient which one?
It's like Sumeria.
Sumer. Oh, right.
Okay. Yeah, it was.
Nobody calls it Sumer anymore.
Ooh.
Somalia.
Sumeria, the ancient civilization.
Sumer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool because
yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, he said it was. He made it and gave a review and said all what his thoughts on it were and stuff, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool, and that's a YouTube guy.
Yeah, it's Tasting History with Matt Miller.
Oh,
or Max Miller.
If it's the same guy, if he does food recipes as well, I've seen him.
Yeah, he does.
And
he's really
I
really
love
good.
that the recipes are also vague.
Yeah, he has to guess a lot of the time.
Yeah, there isn't a lot of documentation on exactly how it was made. It's a bit more these are the ingredients and have at her.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is really cool.
I feel like a lot of recipes, the way they were written was for the kitchen, from the chef to the other people who work in the kitchen. Because they're there, you can ask that chef questions. But if they get reprinted in a book or something, it doesn't make total sense.
Well, a lot of them are from books, this book from 1490 with recipes. What always gets me are the words that don't make sense. We don't have that word anymore.
Yeah,
you use a featherweight of beer stock or whatever, and
what
three bounties of honey. And it's what the fuck are you talking about? And they it's funny because they'll show the text of the book and it'll say the same weird word that we don't know 4 times with 4 different spellings.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh man.
British measures your uncle's best stone in a field is the weight that you need to.
Yeah, it's just
that's where stone actually comes from. The British stone comes from was once defined as an average sized field stone.
I just know it's 14 pounds.
Yeah, because there used to be fields all over the place around everybody.
Exactly. Yeah. But what is an average size field stone? That's where
exactly. Pretty big, apparently, because stones are not it's not a light amount of weight.
14 pounds? No,
14. Oh, okay. 14 pounds is actually less than I thought it was.
It's 14 pounds.
Okay.
But the original foot is the
Yeah,
one of the lords of whatever it was.
Yeah, King
Length of his
Stinkyfoot.
actual foot.
Yeah.
Right. So it was obviously it's all standardized now, but
I'm
at any time, it was not.
slathering over the Steam Deck, and I have been for like the past year or something.
You're agonizing over what?
The Steam Deck, the piece of hardware, the
whether to
switch
get it
for
or not?
computers, you know.
Like whether to get it or not, or
Well, I'm not getting it because I can't afford it. It's hundreds of
want to
dollars.
get
And
it,
I
is
don't
what
have
you're
the cash for it, and I would want the top tier one that has the most storage.
The $819 Canadian one.
Yes, it's got the
what's
fast.
that US?
Probably
$500
six something.
I think it's 500.
500? That seems like too big of a gap.
It's like 75 cents on the dollar at the moment.
Oh
so.
shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're probably right.
US
but
to Canadian.
it's got like some basic features that should be on everything. Like it's got the fastest storage. Like just put the best hard drives in, all of them.
Yeah.
You know, it's got premium anti-glare etched glass. Like, how expensive could that be? But I know that they are taking a loss on this, so I really can't complain about the price tag.
They're taking a loss on it to sell more games.
To sell more games, yeah, because
the exchange rate right now for 819 Canadian is $611.50 American.
Right.
Okay. American.
American. America, isn't it?
America. Fuck yeah.
I really like that. That's well. When I saw it, I really liked it. It's probably the humor is outdated now.
It is, but I saw it like a year ago or something, and it was. I still thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Durka, 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 durka.
So yeah, I'm not actually wondering if I should get the Steam Deck. I'm just kind of waiting for my debts to be paid off, because I was like injured for a year and I had, you know, accumulating debt. And if I hadn't been injured, I would have one of these.
Yeah.
Is not a question.
Gotcha.
Yes, you damaged yourself and subsequently.
Yeah.
In our capitalistic society, that means you're not worth paying anymore.
I know. I did get like some fairly generous. Well, not fairly generous. I did get some basic amount of money, so
Exactly.
that is good. Not enough to live on, obviously, because I was accruing debt.
Yeah, it's enough money to be able to buy food, but not to have shelter.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Well, you could have shelter, but then you don't get the food. You get to pick.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Because, you know, that's what one wants to do. When one's also injured and trying to rehabilitate yourself, one has to decide whether you want a roof over your head or eat food.
Yeah.
Well, if you pick the food, then, you know, great outdoors are great for exercise and rehabilitation. You know?
Exactly.
And if you pick the house, you know, all the more lean you'll get.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, if you live in the outdoors, I mean, you know, you can eat food and then all your day is taken up by trying to figure out how to put like some sort of shelter above you to keep you from the rain and snow and sun.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you're exaggerating. It doesn't rain every day. Jeez.
You're right.
It did rain
sun
today.
can be problematic though too.
It did rain today
Just
here,
saying.
and it was fairly nice coming home. And even though it was raining a little bit harder than I wanted it to be, the raindrops were very, very small, like featherweight.
I kind
That
of
made
like
me think of Forrest Gump.
Forrest
Big old
Gump.
fat rain coming in sideways, even rain coming from down below.
I don't remember that scene. I think I saw that movie one time,
Which
probably
movie
like
is that,
3 months
Fred?
after it came out.
Which
Okay.
movie?
Forrest Gump.
Oh, Gump. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I remember the
I
box
love
of
that
chocolates.
Run, Forrest, run!
Yeah, when I was a kid, that was like my favorite movie.
Mhm.
Yeah. I very much liked Forrest Gump when I saw it.
Yeah, so did I.
It's
Not enough to watch it over and over again, though.
yeah, no. I like the idea of the protagonist sort of how he sort of just through blind luck fell into these very important times over the time that he lived, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That
which I
was,
thought was
it was cute the way the movie sort of dated itself that way, but it wasn't even like a narrative dating itself. It was like based on a real dude, wasn't it?
no.
Okay,
It's
well,
based on a book.
I must be completely out of it, man.
The running part was based on a real guy.
Oh, okay. That might be what I'm thinking of. I don't know.
But it was a book. It was like a number one bestseller in book for,
Right, okay.
which usually doesn't translate well into a movie. But
Yeah.
Mr.
But it's
Hanks,
Tom Hanks, so
yeah, Mr. Hanks is a cool man too. So
Yeah.
he can do like so much with a movie.
Yeah.
I mean, who else would be able to start a movie that's like he's the only person on a desert island or a deserted island?
Oh, yeah,
Exactly.
that's right.
well, the thing I think is really cool is Philadelphia, which is the movie he won an Oscar for,
He's won many Oscars.
and then he won another Oscar for Forrest Gump.
And then
Nice.
Apollo 13.
Which one?
Apollo 13.
Yeah, I really like that movie.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, you need to see that one.
Yeah, I
That's
wanted
really
to
cool.
see it, and then I like almost saw it at one point, but then like I don't know. I don't know what happened, but I didn't see it. And then and it's still sort of on my lower radar, you know. It's I think about it every now and then and think, "Oh, I should watch that," and then never do.
The really cool part, you and Helen should sit down and watch it, because the really cool part of that movie is Ron Howard directed it. And someone asked, well, what was the writing like? And they're going, really? It's just the transcripts of them talking back and forth and us filling in the gaps where there is no. Clearly, they must have been on the ship
Right.
itself talking to each other,
Yeah.
and on the ground talking. And we don't have any of that like that transcript, but all the talking back and forth to ground control and the ship.
Yeah.
Houston.
That was
That's
all just
all
the transcript.
verbatim from what was actually being talked about.
Cool.
Yeah. It's very cool.
Was
Very, very
Apollo
cool.
13 the one where they passed the dark side of the moon and they were like, "Oh, it's so weirdly quiet, but we can hear this noise on the radio"?
No.
No,
No,
that was
no.
that was a different mission then.
It
Yeah.
was probably Apollo 8.
Right.
Yeah. The Apollo 13 was essentially
It exploded.
about halfway
right.
there. Halfway to the moon. I'm trying to remember now. An oxygen tank
Yes.
ruptured.
Oh.
Yeah.
Doing not only obviously rupturing the oxygen problem, but also doing a huge amount of damage to the rocket itself, because they had to get into the LEM and take the LEM back.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
The LEM is the little tiny
lunar
Yeah.
lander.
right.
Yeah, the lunar
okay.
lander. So they had to shut everything down in the main capsule. I'm not giving anything away.
Okay.
But the movie.
You're spoiling it.
Spoiler: they get back. I.e., you would have known about it if they didn't. But they had to shut down, completely shut down the rocket that's taking them there.
Right.
What's the capsule? Because there's the lunar module, and then there's the. Help me, Amy.
What?
What was the main portion called?
The command module.
Yeah, the command. So they had to completely shut down the command module and get into the LEM.
Right.
So they have oxygen, right, to go around to go around the moon and come back, and then restart the command module so that they had enough power and oxygen to get back to Earth.
Well, I can see why there was a movie made out of this, because I'm listening to this thinking, man, these people must have been, first of all, out of their minds with fright, but then also managing to keep it together so that they could actually get back.
Yeah. You hear if you can listen to the actual playback of the chats between the two.
Yeah.
And yeah, you would think they're besides themselves with fright, they're talking as calmly as I'm talking to you right now.
Yeah.
The really cool thing, you'd think it'd just be all, ah!
Yeah, it's like, I think we have a problem.
Houston, the famous words are, Houston, I think we have a problem.
Right.
And then...
another famously misquoted line, because everyone says, Houston, we've got a problem here.
Yeah. The really, for me, because I'm a geek and my dad was an engineer, my uncle was an engineer, so engineering stuff. The really cool bit of engineering that they had to do on the fly with the stuff that they had on the LEM and on the command module.
Yeah. And
they were probably, again, I don't want to talk about it anymore because I want you to watch it because it's so cool.
Yeah. No, I'll watch it. I'll definitely. I wonder if it's streaming anywhere.
Yeah. Oh,
HBO maybe.
It's streaming somewhere. It might not be a legal streaming site. Not that I ever go there.
Paramount Plus is where it is. And something called Just Watch. Is this the Stars Amazon channel? I might have that. I might have just canceled it, actually.
How averse are you from going to? Do you have ad blockers on your web browser?
I don't. I usually, because some websites don't work with it, so I just don't use it. But
you're using Chrome or
Chrome, yeah.
Firefox? Chrome. There is a web browser called Vivaldi.
What is it called?
No, it's a musician. Second, I'm gonna say the
Ron
word I think it is. Vivaldi.
Vivaldi.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Paul Vivaldi. He did some really cool music.
Like stuff. The composer?
Yes, like the composer. And it has built in ad blockers and all of those things. It's got all kinds of really cool stuff. It's actually really cool. It's based on the Chrome engine, blah 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 blah.
That's cool. There's a couple of websites that I use which will ban you outright for using an ad blocker.
Yeah.
That's why I don't install it, because I know I will forget to turn it off before going there.
Right. So the cool thing about Vivaldi is that because once you install it and stuff, you can use it as a completely separate web browser. And I use it specifically because it does a really good job of blocking ads.
Right.
I hate ads.
I think the cool thing of Vivaldi is the Four Seasons.
Oh, without question, some of the best music ever.
Yeah.
I love the Four Seasons. What's the water something? Water. He did water thingies. What's it called? You're making my brain think of too many things at
water.
once. Oh,
That's Handel.
he's from the Baroque age.
Baroque.
Why is it called
Yeah.
water music? I'm not.
Oh,
like,
it's water music. Yeah, he did. He did. Yeah,
Oh, it was Wagner
there's
who
a
did it?
series of a series of stuff called water music, and it is. Here's the cool thing. I want to say king at the time, but I'm not sure where he's from again. He's from Italy, I want to say.
Wagner? I think he's German, isn't he?
Oh, no.
No, Vivaldi.
Oh, okay.
Vivaldi is water music.
I'm like, I can't
Was it
think
what?
of a more German sounding name unless you put Stein on the end of it.
Wagner.
Yeah, no, Vivaldi did water music, not Wagner.
Oh, okay.
Wagner.
Oh, maybe no. Maybe it's what? Oh, no, he did do water music. Never mind. Anyway, Vivaldi has some, like the Four Seasons is beautiful.
Yeah.
Classical music. Water music by Wagner.
Yeah.
Is also really pretty music. And the king at the time said, "I want music while I travel down the river in my huge thing. I want music to be played." Right?
Yeah, okay. So he could.
And so
it was Baroque music.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so he created all of these little.
He didn't need the whole symphony.
No, it's yeah, but it's amazing, like the sound and composure and all that sort of stuff.
I would love to commission a song like that, like a Lord of Old.
Yes. Create me some music for
You can on
playing
Fiverr.
with Elite Dangerous.
Yeah, you can on Fiverr. And I'm betting on Fiverr there are the sort of more expensive musicians as well who usually take commissions for different things. Luckily,
I'm sure.
for me it
I'm sure
wouldn't
if
be
you
a
come up with
commercial.
Just create me music for this.
Yeah.
Like you would get you could span the gamut from like $50 to a couple thousand.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And luckily for me, it wouldn't be a commercial license unless I were going to use it commercially. I can't think of a reason to do that. But so it wouldn't have the extra like 5,000 to 10,000 tacked on it just for being a commercial license.
Yeah.
But I wonder what kind of song would I want to make though? Sorry, commission. I wonder.
I don't know. Well, what would you tell them it's for?
Well, I would want it in D minor because that sounds sad.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I would want
music.
I would want because I have a lot of music for walking around, and I don't need to commission that because it's on Spotify. So I would need music for doing something that's I don't normally have music for, like maybe.
Did I make a suggestion?
Yeah, what?
Music to weld by.
Yes. It
Can you
has to be
hear
very
anything when
steady
you're
music.
welding?
Sorry?
Can you hear anything when you're welding?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd imagine the welding is pretty loud, like
it's kind of
click and
loud.
then yeah.
It's not like clanging metal together, which is also something we do. But
Well, starting the arc, isn't that pretty loud?
it can be. So it's louder than probably a lot of jobs are. And I wear like little earplugs just to so I'm not deaf by the end of the day.
Yep.
But it's not that loud. Like you can listen to music for sure.
Okay.
So a sad song to weld by. And I would want it to have like some kind of rhythm to it, but not like a whole rhythm section, just like something like a metronome, but sounds better.
I could see this becoming a whole art style, people like years from now will look at your welds and be like, I can feel his pain.
There are some incredibly artistic welds.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet there are.
It is an art.
Yeah.
Or
It can be.
Yeah, I mean,
I think I would commission theme music.
theme music, like entrance music.
Yeah, so wherever I go, I can have like little speakers, and they can play my theme music when I come in a room.
Yeah. What would be like your specifications for that?
1980s sitcom.
Wow. If they made you the Seinfeld theme again, you would have to complain.
Yeah,
because it's not 80s enough.
Yeah, that's 90s.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I'm thinking Night Court.
Right. Yeah.
What's everybody knows your name?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the other one? It's like Night Court, but it's not Night Court.
Like Law and Order.
Barney Miller, because that's 70s.
Barney Miller, right? I haven't
Barney
seen
Miller's
Barney Miller.
theme
I've heard of
song
it.
Is a really good. There's a really awesome bass line in it.
Oh,
Just
cool.
than it. Yeah.
We had in a pinball group, we had a discussion about what kind of 70s 80s cop dramas we would want to see translated into pinball.
Hill Street Blues has got a really good theme song.
Sorry, which one?
Hill Street Blues. It's before your time, dude.
Right.
I think that's how I'll make my millions is pinball commentary.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I remember when I was playing pinball, you were doing some commentary.
Yeah, it was. No, she was listening to pinball commentary, weren't you?
I was listening to pinball commentary while we were playing Tiny Tina's.
Yeah.
Right.
That was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
That's again, to me, that is very cool. That there's the play-by-play guy, and then there's the
color guy.
Yeah, the one that's doing the right, like football and
the color guy for pinball.
Yeah, the guy who keeps people engaged in the humanity of the sport.
The one you turn to get all the lore and facts and stats,
sure.
And
I want a pinball color guy who's like really philosophical. Like, what if the ball is really us, man?
Then you hear a
yeah.
Oh man, I wonder if there was a weed pinball. Just like marijuana. It would go perfect in like a 70s arcade.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because
that'd be cool.
you know how they did in the 70s, especially in arcades. It was just drugs. It was just a place for drugs.
Oh, no, would be really interesting. LSD pinball.
I was in pinball places during the 70s, and it wasn't all drugs. Then again, I was not very old at the time, so
right. Okay. There were some pinball machines too.
Oh no, there was pretty much only pinball machines.
Yeah.
I'm talking like 70. Like I was 10 and 72, so
yeah,
I probably went to pinball places when I was like 12, 13, 14.
Yeah.
So early, sort of mid 70s.
Were you a pinball wizard?
I only wish. Because that deaf, dumb, blind kid sure can play mean pinball.
Yeah, that's right.
But there weren't any any real electronic games. It was all pinball.
Yeah.
When did Pong come out?
Released?
That's a good question.
It was like 70s sometime.
Pong released.
Oh, 72, the exact year you're talking about.
Yep, I have the exact same webpage that just popped up. November 29th, 1972, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there might have been a Pong game, but that was there wasn't anything.
The
All the cooler ones like Galactica and all that stuff came out.
Oh yeah, later, like
mid-80s.
early mid '80s. Space Invaders was. It's really interesting that Space Invaders was so huge in Japan, and it came over here and it made waves, but it wasn't like it was in Japan.
No,
they really ran with that, and they kept making Space Invaders like games, and they still make them today.
Yep.
I like Miss Pac-Man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Miss Pac-Man, Galactica.
I have Miss Pac-Man in my Steam library.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
This burrito place I used to go to had this old sit-down Miss Pac-Man, and you could play it, and if you got the high score, they'd give you a free burrito.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
That's very cool.
I never got the high score.
Oh, no. Oh, hold on a second. I think I heard someone calling me from the other room, so I'll be right back. No?
Hi, Ellen.
Hi, Ellen.
Hi.
In my youth.
She says hi. Did you hear that?
I didn't.
Oh, okay. Nope. My mic must have filtered it out or something. She was across the room.
Yeah. The whatchamacallit? The Discord is doing. I think they've recently improved their background noise stuff.
Right. Yeah.
You were saying in
or just excluded more.
Well, yeah. Like, I mean, you wouldn't be able to play music now on Discord. Like, if you had a guitar in front of you and start playing, it would filter it out.
Yeah. I have, like, I've been playing guitar, not today, but like during our various Discord chats, and all you can hear is the fingers sliding on the the strings.
Oh, the frets.
Yeah, that kind of noise.
You'd have to jam the push to talk key and turn on push to talk.
Yeah, exactly. Even then, it might filter it out.
Yeah. Oh.
You'd have to turn off all the filters and stuff.
Because I recently realized that I can now. I just dragged on my vape.
Yeah.
And it used to light up, and now it does not.
Oh, so they must have improved it.
Like, I dragged heavily on my vape, and you didn't, and it.
Yeah,
the
we
little
didn't hear
green
it
light
at
didn't
all.
light up. Yeah, so it must have
Yeah.
But just to quickly go back to before we lose the train of thought, in my youth,
yeah,
I was 19 at the time. I got a job as a bartender at a bar that was connected to a curling rink.
Yeah.
Holy Canadian is that, eh?
Yes, I've never even been to a curling rink.
Yeah. It was in a community center, like it was in a big, huge a sports complex called the Nepean Sports Arena. It had like hockey rinks, and obviously it had a curling rink. It had, like, during the summer, it had football and basketball and all kinds of stuff.
But isn't every other building a hockey rink in Canada?
Yes.
Yeah, we have a 1-to-1 hockey rink law.
And we really only have one kind of restaurant, and it only serves poutine.
Yes.
Poutine!
No, poutine. Not poutine, poutine.
Yeah,
anyway,
like
so,
if you had a can of it.
Yeah. I had the day shift, so I started at like 11 o'clock in the morning and worked until like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And there were customers, but there weren't a lot of customers. So a lot of my time being paid for, by the way, was me playing Galactica.
Oh.
And Miss Pac-Man. Because the two machines in the bar were those two things.
Of course. That sounds awesome. Honestly.
Yeah, it was definitely boring most of the time.
Were you good at Miss Pac-Man?
I was not bad.
Oh, cool.
I was never particularly good at any real video games. I'm not a particularly good video game player.
Right.
But I learned cheat codes for Galactica. So if you did a certain thing, like the last one, keep coming down for like 15 times and then killed it at some point, then you'd have you essentially had unlimited little gun guys.
Right.
Yeah, which was kind of fun. Same with Pac-Man. There was a little
Galactica.
You might
That's
be
actually
thinking of Galaxian.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Galactica sounds like Battlestar.
Yes, it does. And that's probably what my brain was saying.
And I think there was an Atari Battlestar Galactica game, but I don't know if there was ever an arcade one.
I don't think there was either. It was the Galaxian.
Yeah.
The one.
I've never played Galaxian either.
Yeah. It's actually kind of
That
fun.
one's a good one. I like Galaxian.
It's a bit.
I liked Qbert.
Qbert was fun.
Yeah, I like that one too. But it's the control scheme is a little bit weird if you are playing on a gamepad, because you kind of have to tilt the controller.
Yeah.
Because all of everything is diagonal, right?
It's
a 3D game in a 2D world.
Yes.
So it was always a bit weird.
I just like that he cursed.
You like what? Sorry?
He cursed.
Qbert would curse.
Oh yeah, of course. He would have his little swears. And like the like audible phonetics when he was cursing was so funny.
Burp, 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 burp.
Yeah. Man, I am jonesing for a retro game now. Just looking at all these pictures of Galaxian. Me and my friends had, or a couple of friends had, kind of a high score competition for Galaxian. And I didn't know the cheat. Oh no, I did. You said the last one that comes down, you could like hit all three and get a super high bonus, right? Yeah, I did know about that. And I also knew that you would get a higher score if the aliens were moving like down towards you than if they were like up in their formation.
Yep.
I just know the up, down, down, left, right, baby, start.
Yes, that is classic. Hi, Alien Orion in chats. Retro, play Pac-Man? Lol.
Well, I had forgotten actually that they had for a while they had the Donkey Kong. What is called the original Donkey Kong?
You know, I love that game too. Donkey Kong Jr. I didn't like as much, but I did like Donkey Kong a lot.
Kong Jr.
Yeah, it's all about that one's all about climbing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's fun. It's just I don't like it as much.
Oh.
Yeah. But there aren't a whole lot of games that people remember from way back then, because it's like selective memory, right? That are bad is what I'm saying.
There it is.
Because the bad ones people don't remember. People didn't play as much. You know?
Yeah.
This was you might not know it. It's called Tempest.
Tempest is so good.
Oh,
and it had like a little dial on the cabinet.
Yeah. A bar, a hotel that had a bar in the basement with pool tables and a dartboard had Tempest as one of their like console, like the full console things on the. You'd sit and drink beer and play Tempest. It was brilliant.
Yeah, and it was all vector graphics too.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
And those things could like burn your eyes if you stared at them too long.
Certainly sure that's why I wear glasses now. So.
Yeah. And there's apparently, I've never played it, but apparently the best version of Tempest is called Tempest 3000, I want to say. Some number.
Okay.
And it's just like it's got like all trippy techno music, and it's like the camera like swings around a little bit, and it's all the visuals are kind of fuzzy and stuff. Oh, Tempest 4000 maybe.
Okay.
There's one on Steam. I think it's older than Tempest 4000, so it's probably Tempest 3000.
The only problem I have with games that old is like they get like you play for a little while and it's fun, but they get really old really quick.
Yeah, they get very repetitive.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
Like there's not a lot of. It's not an open world sort of concept thing.
Right. Like then you get to games like even like a lot of Nintendo games were like that, but then you get to like Zelda where it had like an end and everything and you won.
Uh-huh.
Also, it was like for me, Tempest was one of those games where it just got harder and harder and harder.
Yeah.
The concept is exactly the same.
Oh, like Gauntlet.
Yeah, things just move quicker and quicker and quicker until you're going like, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
God damn it! And then you put another quarter in, you start all over again.
Yeah, of course. But I was like, when I play these games, I feel like I want to try and master them, right? So I want to do like a perfect run of the, first few levels or something. And that's sort of what keeps me playing, is that attempt at mastery, even if I never have ever mastered an old video game like that. But that's kind of, even though it's repetitive, that's why I put up with the repetition.
I found something that you will very, very much like, Raven.
Yeah.
I'm going to send you. I can't. Can I send you a picture? I can't send you. Oh, yes, I can.
In Discord, maybe.
I will. Yeah, I was going to. Yeah, I'm just.
I like pictures.
It's yours.
Well, if it's in Discord,
I will Discord it. Give me a moment. Save it, because I can't just do the thing with the stuff. And where are we? Document. Sure, we'll do document.
Tempest 4000 is like $22, which is not bad. Not too bad.
Let's go.
I'm gonna wishlist that. Ooh, mixed reviews. That is not the one I'm thinking of. It must be Tempest 3000.
File. Pictures. There it is. Do you know this game?
Show me this game.
Yeah, I was about to do that same thing where, like, in Discord, you add, like, you upload a file, and you see it in the thing. You're like, okay, cool, it's done. And they go, oh, wait a sec, no, I have to push enter for the actually upload. That's Elite Dangerous.
Yes, I know that. On site, that is Elite.
Yeah,
not Elite Dangerous.
No, it's Elite. But the predecessor.
Yes.
To Elite Dangerous.
That's a bunch of triangles.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's what Elite is.
Yeah. It's just cooler looking triangles and some fill in between now.
They fit that game on a Nintendo cartridge.
Yep.
Somehow.
Yeah.
I think there was a few like concessions to make it fit, but it like not as much as you'd think.
Yeah, it's the kind of cool thing about it is it creates the screen as you go, right?
Yeah.
So it's the programming as opposed to the I want to say like it creates it on the fly, so it's really
yeah.
It's not as big as you might think because it sort of repeats itself as loops.
Not like Elite Dangerous where everything is preset and there to be discovered.
Mm.
But that is something that I really like about Elite Dangerous is that there's the opportunity to just go out and find stuff that nobody's ever found before.
Exactly. It is a true representation of the Milky Way galaxy.
Yeah. It's a good thing that there is warp drive.
Yeah. Well,
Otherwise, we'd be flying the Apollo out, and the first player who ever joined would not have seen like past Mars or whatever. Or no, I guess it's like 8 years old.
Yeah.
How far can you get in 8 years in our solar system? Can you get to Uranus?
You can't. You would be able to probably get to Uranus, I think.
Right. That it seems like that would be the most boring game.
It would be unplayable if it was in real time, and they realized that very quick. Like it's cool that they're going like it would be really cool to have the Milky Way as a thing, and then they immediately said, but we'd have. Have you ever heard of
bus simulator?
Have you ever heard of what?
Bus simulator?
Yes, I have heard of Bus Simulator.
That's real time.
Yep, that is nearly unplayable too. there is a VR bus simulator game, which is basically recreates the game, except for there are seats where other people in VR can sit.
Oh, that's awesome!
Right? So it's basically just like a chat, thing where one of the people has to keep hitting left, I think it is. Because it's got a bit of steering drift.
To be able to go into a game and then have someone else, you're in the bus while they're playing the game.
Yeah, exactly. And I bet there's mods where the bus will just drive itself. So you can all just relax.
Yeah. A self-driving bus.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a Tesla bus,
Yeah. Boo. Boo Tesla.
Yeah, the whole self-driving thing is confusing to me because I realize that that's what people who commute a lot want, but like it's a very strange thing because cars are dangerous things.
They are indeed.
So like
technology is just way too new.
Yeah, exactly.
But also the idea is if you're going to make a self-driving something, you should make it a self-driving public transport thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So you can get on and get off whenever you need to get on and off. A self-driving car means that you still have the same number of cars on the road.
Exactly, yeah.
Pumping out gas fumes, except you're not driving anymore. And so what's the point of the whole point of driving is the driving part, not just sitting in a car part.
Yeah. And
for me, anyway.
Yeah, for sure. And you've seen those infographics about like it shows a road and then it shows like how to move 100 people, and then it'll show like 100, or it'll show like 80 cars or something, and then it'll show one bus.
No. It used to be my back in the day when people were still people that I talked to anyway, in a bar when I was working in bars.
Yeah.
People go, oh, no. Buses are way worse polluters than our cars. And I'm going, oh, so what you're saying is that one bus with 100 people in it, or, well,
it's probably an exaggeration to say 100.
Yeah. But let's say 40 all packed in.
Yeah.
Right? So 40 cars against one bus. You're saying the 40 cars make less pollution than the one bus?
No, they were not saying that. They were just not thinking out their argument.
You were much nicer than I am. My
By
usual
saying
comment
that they were unthinking.
That's just stupid. Not that you're stupid. It's just the thoughts that you had at that moment were stupid.
Exactly.
You might be quite smart, but at this moment, you're stupid.
Yeah.
That was a particular kind of bartender. So
yeah. I will be right back.
Mm-hmm.
I'll you two can talk. I just need to watch them.
What are we supposed to talk about?
We need cue cards.
Continue your conversation about cars, but change it to self-driving drag cars.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
What would be the point at that point?
Watching a very fast machine go down a track, which is
For like
what you do anyway.
6 seconds.
Yep. I mean, I understand that drag racing has a certain thrill to it.
Oh, if you're doing it, it's probably very thrilling.
Yeah. But to me, it's just like, wow, that's really fast.
Watching it is boring.
Yeah. At best.
Doing it's probably very exciting.
Yeah. Yep. Many changes of clothing.
Yeah, but yeah. It's like NASCAR. NASCAR, like if you were the driver, that's probably really exciting. But to just watch somebody turn left, that's kind of dull.
Did I ever discuss the commercial with Dale Hart Jr.? Something like that. He was a real famous stock car driver. There's a commercial, and he's teaching his son how to drive. And so it starts off, and they pull out the driveway, and I think it's Dale Earnhardt. He goes, yeah, turn left. And then you see them driving along. He goes, yep, turn left here. And then it's turn left and turn left and turn left. And his son goes, can we turn right? And he looks at him and goes, right? Left-hand turning.
Yeah.
I mean, there is skill.
Now I hear Helen.
Yep.
What?
Now I heard Helen.
Hi, Helen.
Hi.
Now she's closer. She's making some dinner. She's making, I think it's
What are you
tortellini
making?
and sausage.
Oh.
Yes, please. I'll have one.
Yeah. Yeah, and it smells really good. Oh, Alien Orions is saying that you should go make dinner. Well, don't let me stop you from from eating. For sure.
Glad we actually have a person listening to us.
Yes.
Blither, I want to say.
Alien is an Australian, aren't you? I forget. I think he's from
I don't
Australia.
think it's dinner time in Australia.
No. Oh, yes. No, that's right. He's American. Nope.
Oh, he's
US. Live in
He's
Utah.
American. He's American.
Yeah, that's right. I wanted to look up Tempest.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, Tempest 3000. Yes, this is the one that I was thinking of. Because it's got these like fuzzy, strangely fuzzy visuals.
Yep. Because you're going down, right? As you get rid of the things coming up, you go down another level.
Yes, that's right.
That's right. It leaves the upper level behind, and you sort of see it.
Yeah,
it was very cool.
Yeah, it's like the opposite of Toe Jam and Earl, where you have either of you played Toe Jam and Earl?
I have not heard of that one.
Yeah, I have not even heard of it, let alone played.
Okay, that's interesting. I was about to say you're in for a treat, but it is actually kind of old and clunky. It's fun. It's a fun game. I like it. But it can be frustrating. But there was a new one a few years ago, so new in comparison. Called Back in the Groove, and it's updated. It's got like better controls and it's better graphics and stuff.
Oh, Jam and
Earl. It's about
There
aliens
is.
who crash landed on quote unquote Earth. And their ship got scattered all over the place, and they have to like go and get the ship pieces, but the humans, the Earthlings, are trying to stop them for some reason.
Why is it in quotations Earth?
Yeah, because Earth is apparently set up in layers where there's like a bottom layer and there's like space under it. And then the second layer, if you fall off the edge of the second layer of Earth, you fall down to the first layer.
This is flat earthers.
It's not though, because it's like a whole bunch of layers, and I've never heard the layered Earth theory.
What?
Except for this game.
Journey to the center of the earth, man. All about layers.
Yeah, no, that's true, but it's not quite the same. Because Journey to the Center of the Earth had like a hollow bit in the middle. Right?
Yes.
And it was like that and the surface, and I guess caves going up. But but this theory of the Earth has like probably 20 or 30 layers, and that's all the Earth is.
Oh, I see. So it's like a croissant.
Yeah,
sort of scenario.
exactly. Croissant theory.
Awesome.
Well, now I have a new website.
I want to go to France.
Yes.
To France?
Nice. Oh yeah, I want to go there.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I've been to Paris.
When are
What?
we going?
As soon as I don't know. I work
and
8 hours a
it
day
is an
before that,
experience going to Paris.
How
And
about 2024?
2024?
Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to afford it. So
What about 2025?
I could definitely do 2025.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
so hard to
Springtime.
make plans for something that's expensive, because I've never had money before, and now I'm getting paid like a normal amount of money, like a living wage, and I'm like, oh, is this gonna last? Seems too good to be true.
Well,
So maybe like April.
April 2025. Absolutely. Pencil me in.
Yeah,
Fine.
absolutely. You know what? I
Not a
would
colored
love
pencil.
to go on a trip.
Pencil me in, but with a colored pencil, not a regular lead pencil, so it's harder to erase.
Yeah.
What color would you like?
Hunter green, if
Ooh.
possible.
I'm going to use
That's
pen.
That is not exactly what he was asking for, I think.
How about that's fine as long as it's an erasable pen.
Right.
Nope. Permanent marker.
Done. A Sharpie you have used. Just to talk some more about, which I find fascinating, Toe Jam and Earl.
Yes.
There is a version of it called Toe Jam and Earl in Panic on Funkotron.
Yes. So that is the second. It's the sequel to the original game, and it's not. It's they kind of made it into like a standard platformer game, like like Super Mario Brothers,
Right.
and it's not what the original game was, and it's still fun because it still has that same style and theme, but it's not walking around and getting scared by humans and stuff,
So the question I have for you in looking at the picture, because you've actually played the game,
Yeah.
is Toe Jam the character that has a big chain around his neck, and Earl is the sort of more blob-like looking character?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
You can tell
Well, I
just by
just
looking
realized-
at them.
Toe Jam
their names
has
suit them.
actually 3 legs. I
Yeah.
didn't realize that Toe Jam has 3
Yeah,
legs.
he's got
Yes.
like, and his head is really just 2 eye stalks.
Yeah. Yeah. with a big, huge chain and medallion.
Yeah, because it's like Flavo Flav or something.
Yeah. And it's on the Sega Genesis cartridge it says "Jammin'."
Oh yeah, of course. Because there was also a mode where you could listen to the music. It was a sound test mode, but then also it had like samples mapped to the gamepad, so you could make them say yeah, or like do like a record scratch or something, so you could sort of remix the soundtrack.
Yes, I read a little bit more, and it says it centers on Toe Jam and Earl, alien rappers.
Yeah, they're the hip hopinist aliens.
Oh, cool!
Yeah,
that's pretty funny.
And the game is fun on your own, but more frustrating. And when you're playing with two players, that makes everything better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I agree.
Do you remember the video game called Joust, which was
of course
console game?
Yes, that one is one of the harder ones that's I never like picked up to master.
Yeah, it was again. It got consistently more difficult as you went, and
it was so cool that you would fly around on these like ostrich creatures.
Yep. It's kind of Flappy Birds, the original Flappy Birds, because if you stopped hitting it, it would drift down, and then you have to
flap his wings.
And you're trying to poke the other guy with your spear.
Yeah, and you had to have the height advantage, and that's how you would kill them. If they had the height advantage, then you got a lance to the face.
Yeah, and you'd start back from the beginning.
Yep, of course. Yeah. Unless you fed it another quarter, of course.
Well, yeah, but ooh, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles! Woo!
Yeah, I played this probably 3 times through. This Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, the newer one. Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. It's really chaotic, though.
Yeah, you and a couple of 2 or 3 other gentlemen played.
Yeah, that's right.
On a stream. I was watching it.
Yeah, a couple of times on a stream. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. There is actually a collection of the older games too. That I want to get, not necessarily for the older games, because I can just emulate those. Not that I would ever do that, but it's they kind of, the developer kind of took the opportunity to make it sort of a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles museum of like all of the developments, like documents and pictures of the team at the time, and like all of this interesting sort of side material. And I want to get it for that. And I think it's called the Cowabunga Collection.
Cowabunga.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a ridiculous name. I'll find it. Turtles Cowabunga. There it is. It is, of course, $50, though. Which is quite a lot of money for like a few Game Boy games and stuff.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm not actually getting it for the games themselves. It's more for the extra work that went into it that wasn't just emulating it.
Thinking of Cowabunga, I've recently been watching. There's a new animated series, Kung Fu Panda, with Jack Black as the voice of Kung Fu Panda.
Yes.
Called something night, Dragon Night. And the opening of it, he's on the Dreamcast. What's Spielberg's animated company?
Yeah.
It's like a half moon and a kid fishing off it. And,
of course.
but it's him doing the fishing thing. And he goes at the end. He goes skadoosh.
Skadoosh. Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. Where you say said you were watching the TV series?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's
cool, and that's like the newer one.
Yeah, it's like came out last year, and the second season is just came out.
Right. Okay.
I'll make sure I tell you exactly what it's called. It is called Kung Fu Panda: The Dragon Knight.
Dragon Knight. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely made not for adults. It's made for like kids and teenagers.
Sort of like a kid's show.
Yeah. Okay. But I mean, it's no better or worse than Teenage Mutant.
Yeah.
Like it's sort of the same. It's made for younger audiences as opposed to. But if you're a geek, you can still be fully involved. So.
Yes, I am searching for it. Oh yeah, there it is, Dragon Knight.
Yep.
I'm gonna add it to my list. The CG looks great.
Yeah, it is. Like I always like the animation art that is used in.
I think I've seen the first movie. I've definitely seen the first movie, but I think that's all I've ever seen of Kung Fu Panda.
First movie's good. Second and third are good. The fourth is a bit wobbly.
It's like stretching.
I think it was more just on the idea that it's again Jack Black doing the voices and what's her name? Brad Pitt's sorry, ex-wife, Angelina Jolie does the tiger.
Oh yeah,
yeah. But the really cool one, which I had mentioned to Amy at one point, because they made a TTRPG out of it, is, let me just make sure I get the right.
Out of Kung Fu Panda?
No, you could probably find a TTRPG of Kung Fu Panda, I'm sure. The Dragon Prince is the other one I'm watching.
Oh, the Dragon Prince.
Yeah. There's 4 seasons of that. The 4th season just came out. And they made a TTRPG free.
I like the art style.
Yeah, I really like the art style too. And this one's not made for kids so much. It's got a fair amount of violent sort of.
Oh, okay.
The evil people are a bit more like they're not like ha 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 evil. It's a bit more dark and sinister. It's not really for. I would say there's probably 12 and above would be the range that they're looking for, as opposed
to all right,
on the kids level.
I'm above 12.
Yep. Just.
Yeah, and the artwork is, I guess it's like 3D modeling, but it looks like it's 2D.
Yeah, it's sort of a more the colors aren't blended as well.
Right.
Does that make sense? I don't know how to put that. And they're a bit more sort of like muted or
right. Yeah, it seems like the colors are like in some cases I'm just looking at images and it looks kind of like a dark show until it gets light and then it's very vibrant.
Yes. But that's because they're in a deserty place, and then when they're in the sort of more of castle-like areas, it tends to be a bit darker.
And it looks like there's a couple of dragons.
The particular one, because I'm looking at your stream, obviously, right? So the one that's essentially right in the middle with the little dragon. Go up. Oh.
This one?
Down a little bit. A little bit. Oh,
there's
yeah. Well,
there's a lag to this,
yeah.
so it's difficult to take directions.
Yeah. So just below the picture that you have now, on the right hand side, there's a picture of just the dragon. He's the dragon that will bring dragons and humans and elves together.
Oh, he is the chosen one.
He is the chosen. They thought that the chosen one was dead,
Right.
because all of the eggs were destroyed by humans, because that's what humans do.
Yeah, of course.
But they find a singular egg.
Right. Oh, it reminds me a little bit of Avatar.
A little bit. Not gonna lie, a little bit.
Yeah. But I mean, that is not a thing that Avatar invented either.
No, definitely not. The last of a thing that goes and makes sure that humanity is cool. Yeah, it's definitely not a.
Oh, we had lost hope. Oh, there he is.
Yes, we have lost all hope. The other one that I watched, because I kind of watch all the, I like animated stuff. I don't care if it's for kids or for adults. Hippo. If you go on the Netflix page and look up, there's one called Kipo and the Age of Wonder Beasts.
Kipo and the Age of Wonder Beasts.
Yeah, Kipo. If you type that into your search area. And again,
Kipo, right there it is. Okay. Oh, it's like a sort of a Western anime style.
Yeah,
thing.
a little bit more anime stuff. Yeah, but it's kind of cool. Again, themes are a bit more dark.
Right. And looks like there's 3 seasons of that. That's cool. Oh, have you seen Star Trek Prodigy?
Oh yeah, that's good.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I love it when animation does the thing where it's really not for kids.
Yeah.
Like Prodigy is not for kids.
Yeah.
It is dark ass stuff.
It is. I mean, it starts in some slave pits and stuff, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It does remind me, like in its style, it does remind me a bit of Star Wars.
Yes, I agree.
But I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, because Helen says she does think it is a bad thing. But there would be places in the Star Trek universe that is not a polished bridge, you know?
Right. Yeah. No, like this, I mean, I like it because it's the Janeway character is Janeway.
Yeah.
Which I've never been a huge fan of Janeway. But the characters are not
like Starfleet,
or not Star Trek, or not what's it called? What's the overall thingy called?
The Starfleet,
not Earth. Starfleet.
Oh, yeah,
they're not
the Federation.
Right? They're not Federation. They're not Federation people. They have happenstanced on a Federation starship, and then
they're basically random aliens that got all lumped in together.
Yeah, and so I think that overlying plot line.
Yeah, and it reminds me of like an RPG, like a tabletop RPG party as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very much enjoying that one. You've seen Star Trek. Oh gosh, Below Decks, Lower Decks.
I've seen some of them. I've seen the part of the first season. Okay. And
I very much liked it because they're taking the piss out of Star Trek, which is kind of fun.
And I am interested in watching more of it, but I want to actually watch more DS9 first, because I didn't like it when I was one of those DS9 poo-pooers at one point, and then I realized that it was actually probably like the best one.
Raven, I love you now, and we are definitely friends, but I would not have been your friend as a younger person.
Yes, we would have had a fight at a convention.
Yes. What?
Yeah, we'd
Not
be
DS9.
blasting each other with phasers. I got you. Now you're dead.
Ah, you're dead. Because I find if you want to do a Star Trek geek for a moment, the original one I liked very much because I used to watch it as like a kid.
Yeah,
and there was only that. And then the Next Generation came out, and I thought that the original has aged so poorly.
And it's true. But I still like the original though. Even though it wasn't my thing when I was a kid.
Yeah. I like it only because when I was a kid, its premise and stuff was what I was really cooled out by. Like Cosmos, it sort of come out like when it was being shown in reruns.
Yeah.
Cosmos came out with Carl Sagan on PBS.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I was cooled by Star Trek because I've been watching Star Trek, at 4:00 in the afternoon after school forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And then Cosmos came out.
Yeah.
And so it's like this mind-blowing stuff of actual science by this very cool stone guy called Carl Sagan.
Yeah, I know. Very, very,
at the time, I didn't
very apt, not apt, very, very skilled scientist, but then also this cool dude as well.
Yeah. Very my thoughts are, and I've had many discussions about that particular program with a bunch of people. And what I love the most is that his passion really becomes infectious.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? He is so passionate about what he's talking about.
Yeah.
That you feel it, right? So like, I don't know. For me, it's
for sure. It's still, definitely infectious. That's probably the best word for listening to that guy talk.
Yeah. The way he talk, like his cadence and all that sort of stuff is very. It's not off the cuff. I mean, it's all dialogue, right? It's not. He's not free-forming. But it's just the way he does it and the way he explains things. It's very easy to digest, which allows you to go off and look at more complex aspects of what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Which is essentially what it's about, right?
Yeah. Oh, and I had this this big hardback coffee table book as well.
Cool.
And it was really good, but it wasn't like the series. It wasn't. It was definitely a different product under the same name.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't hear Carl Sagan talking.
Yeah. I mean, for me anyway, two things. What got me became like a real hardcore sciencey geek at that point was Carl Sagan. But also, and this might be banned now once I say this in America, it reinforced that I was an atheist.
Right, yeah.
Right, because I'll put this nicely. It just seemed more plausible that there is no creator, but it's just a really, really cool series of stuff that happens in our universe, because that's the way our universe is sort of made.
Yeah.
Then someone going, all right, everything's done. What?
Yeah.
What's the point of doing anything then if it's all ordained and all this sort of like.
Yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying. It's like the whole entire universe being designed by an intelligence raises more questions than it does answer.
Exactly. Or it's God works in mysterious ways.
Yeah.
Why? He's omnipotent. He knows everything. Why is he being
There's
such
probably
a dick?
reason for his mysterious ways, right?
Well, he's a dick.
And I love the one thing I really loved about the book was that what they printed like those beautiful pictures of stars from like the ground telescopes, and I really liked the way those looked.
Yep.
Like the colors and everything.
Yep.
The star photography at the time was probably the most beautiful because it wasn't 100% clear.
Yeah.
You know?
No,
So-
it's more.
Sorry?
Hey, Amy. it's
Right.
it's sort of it's more of it's a bit more abstract and image
Yeah.
looks more like pictures than it does like photographs, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, it looks more like paintings as opposed to hardcore photographs.
Yeah.
My favorite episode of Carl Sagan's Cosmos is the Spaceship of the Mind.
Yeah, that is exactly what the second Cosmos series took as its like main theming.
Yes. Yes.
And the
Talking
second,
about.
sorry,
Carl Sagan's Cosmos.
I like Carl Sagan.
yeah. Have you seen
He ruled.
the series Cosmos?
I've seen pieces of it here and there. I've never sat down and watched the whole thing start to end.
Oh, I have not watched the whole thing start to end either. I have seen, I think, a few episodes.
Oh, I've seen it start to end more than once.
Yeah. I wonder if it's like how expensive it would be on DVD or whatever.
Because there's the new one, right? With Neil deGrasse Tyson, which I like.
Yeah.
It's just not the same.
Yeah, it is not the same. It looks like it is cheap. It's like $30.
Yeah, I mean it's the original Cosmos.
Yeah.
Well, he's supposed to be like the new Carl Sagan. He's
Yeah.
awesome. Don't get me wrong, but Carl
Yeah,
Sagan
he's
just
not
had
Carl
a way with
Sagan.
her.
Yeah.
he I mean, I like Neil deGrasse Tyson, but Neil deGrasse Tyson to me always sounds a bit. I don't know how to say it. I mean, he's not that he's not smart because he is definitely smart, but he seems always a bit condescending. You know?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Whereas Carl
condescending and like he knows better than somebody else, you know?
Yeah,
Well, I guess that's what
he
condescending
does.
is.
Like he does know a lot more than anybody
Yeah,
else.
he knows more, but I think he thinks that the knowledge that he has like a higher quality than another smart person's knowledge.
Yeah,
You know?
I don't think he means to be condescending. He just sounds condescending.
Yeah.
I think would
And
be my take.
but I
He's not-
still
he's a-
like to hear him talk, even though some of it does get a little bit serrated at times.
But
Carl
Carl-
Sagan just he could paint words.
Yes.
Yeah.
You could you were in whatever he was describing and there watching it,
Yeah.
and just by the words that he was saying.
Yeah. I really think the main difference that keeps Neil deGrasse Tyson from achieving the coolness of Carl Sagan is that is LSD. You know? I think Carl
Oh, yeah.
Sagan had a
No
lot of
question.
that,
Yep.
and maybe
Definitely
Neil
did.
deGrasse Tyson had a little less.
And Carl Sagan was stoned probably pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
So he has a bit more slow. The cool thing about Neil deGrasse Tyson, though, and you must know this as being a fellow Cosmos person,
Mhm.
Neil deGrasse Tyson was Carl Sagan's like sort of protege
Yeah.
to a point where Neil deGrasse Tyson, as a kid, took a train all the way out to where Carl Sagan was living,
Mhm.
went up, knocked on his door, and said, "Hi, my name is,
Yeah.
you're really cool." And so he's going, "Yeah, okay, cool." And this is probably like 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and Neil deGrasse Tyson is, I don't know, 12, 13 at the time. And he sort of looks at him and goes, where do you live? And he's like, Bronx. And like, how are you getting back there? Oh, well, I'll just probably sleep in the train station.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you won't. And he invites him in, and they stay overnight, and they talk, and they do all kinds of things.
Yeah, and they became friends. And he's got some kind of artifact that he keeps. I think it's like a date book. That like Carl Sagan had like written in or something.
Like, yeah, he was his love of all things that is cosmos and science, and he doesn't know everything about science, obviously, but he knows enough about it. He knows a little bit about a lot.
Yes.
They say.
Yeah. Well, I feel like it's a lot about a little bit because he's like the astrophysicist, right? He knows a lot about that.
It's funny to call astrophysics a little bit.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, it's just the study of everything other than Earth.
The study of the universe.
Yeah.
Excuse me for a moment. I must deal with a small cat. He has,
of course.
Hi, the dude.
Down.
I haven't actually seen many of the new Star Trek stuff. Like Discovery. Wait, was Discovery the new one? Yes, Discovery's a new one. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen Picard.
I've seen the first season of Discovery, and I've seen the first few episodes of Picard.
Right.
I saw the first episode of Discovery and found it too dramatic for my personal liking.
Right.
Low on science, hard on drama.
Right. Yeah.
It backs off that a little bit, but not too much.
Well, I'm watching season 7 of The Next Generation right now, which is just exactly that. They dialed back the science fiction to do the interpersonal drama stuff. And I'm not totally like appalled by it or anything. It's an interesting change, and I know it's the last season, so it doesn't really matter that
when they dial up the science fiction mumbo jumbo, people like harp on them, like with not Deep Space Nine, Janeway.
Voyager.
That was the complaint everybody had. Like, there's too much mumbo jumbo.
You mean too much science?
Too much science. Everything is multi-phase. Like if they need a converter, it's a multi-phase converter. If they need like a frequency, it's a multi-phase frequency.
Oh yeah. Well,
I've noticed that in watching the Next Generation.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep the dude from jumping up onto bookshelves and things in my room.
The
dude.
Bad the dude.
Yeah.
Bad the dude.
You say that, he looks at you and sort of stops.
Yeah.
As soon as you turn your head, whoosh, away he goes. Have you seen?
I am an accredited minister of dudism, by the way.
Indeed, he is the dude. Have you seen Strange New Worlds?
No.
The new live action one.
No,
yeah,
I
very
haven't. Oh, that's like the sort of retro nostalgic one.
Well, it's the one. It's Pike.
Yeah.
So it predates the original series.
Yeah.
It's a prequel to the original.
That's neat.
Because it's Commander Pike is the captain of the USS Enterprise.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And I really like that they made that is like canon. Like the pilot that they made and never aired is still canon.
Yeah. Wow. Very cool. But yeah, I very much enjoyed it. It's got just the right amount of interpersonal stuff.
Yeah.
And sciencey stuffish, or sci-fi stuff, I guess is the best way of putting it. And like transporters aren't quite like what they're supposed to be yet. And
yeah. Can they even do transporters like in the original series, or is it like harder? Maybe.
No. The original series, full heart. Oh, I mean,
Right.
For reasons, the transporters fuck up every so once in a while.
Yeah.
But in the Strange New Worlds, they are like experimental. They only transport cargo up
Right.
to the ship.
Okay. Yeah. In case it gets all scrambled.
Yeah,
That's like Enterprise.
Yeah, very similar to that. Yeah.
I know that I've got faith of the heart.
I've got faith of the heart.
Very much like the captain, Captain Pike in the new series. I like him as an actor.
Right.
I don't remember his exact name. He does a really good, a very what you would think would be a captain of a starship, very calm, cool, and collected individual.
Right.
In the sign of, at this point too, like they're just literally they're on a 5-year mission to go out where they've never gone before.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's cool. Yeah, I wanna watch this. I'm done with Prodigy, so I might as well.
yeah.
Check this one out.
New Prodigy doesn't come out till next year.
Yeah, that's
Or
right.
later on this year. Sorry, later on this year.
Oh man, look at this guy. Oh, he's too small. Look at him. Oh my god. This like green barbarian dude.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh yeah, there's some. I don't remember every single episode, but there's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And then
I guess a lot of
lady
the quote unquote makeup is probably CG, right?
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
No, they
So
still do the hardcore makeup-y stuff.
Yeah, that's
For
cool.
sure. I don't remember what that actor's name is, who's the Captain Pike.
Right.
But I've seen him in a bunch of stuff. I know him, but I can't remember what his name is.
Right. I don't
Seymour
recognize him.
Hoffman.
Who? Sorry.
Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah, like I know I know him from places. And the other thing cool about Strange New Worlds is Spock is in it.
I like Spock.
A young Spock, like a 20-year-old Spock.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Is it played by the guy by the guy who plays Spock in the newer movies?
No, but he looks
like
very
him.
similar. Yes, I do too. He looks very similar to that, though. He definitely looks like Spock, like a young Spock.
Cool.
Oh, he's got this double chin. He's got this
Yeah,
bum chin.
He's got a cleft.
Yeah.
He chiseled that baby out of stone.
Yeah, and he's got his elf ears, of course. I mean, why wouldn't he?
Excuse me.
His space
Vulcan
elf ears.
They're Vulcan ears.
Yeah, that's what I
Come
said.
on.
Space elf.
No, not space elves. Vulcan ears. There's no elves in the Star Trek universe, dude.
No, that's true.
Get your head out of the Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh,
We need to play more Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes, we do.
yeah, we do. How's this weekend looking?
Spectacular.
Okay, good.
I don't. If no one else shows up, I'll be the only one there playing ball by myself. But I know that Amy will be there via interweb.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The other cool thing is Lacey will be there via the interweb.
That's cool.
Lacey.
Yeah,
I haven't spoken to her in so long.
I know. And she plays on our one. You know your Minotaur.
Yeah.
She plays in that game
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
still
yeah.
does. Yeah,
Yeah, I realized.
and she's liking it so much. The last time we played live, which was in December,
mhm, mhm,
I asked if she wanted to try the online thing over Discord and stuff like that.
mhm.
And I said, Amy does it. She goes, oh, okay, well, I'll give it a try.
Okay.
And she very much liked it. And she's like, oh, yeah, I definitely want to go. Like, I want to do it
And
again.
she's going to be
That's
there
great.
for real in April.
In April, she's coming up for a convention.
Oh,
And
nice.
she'll be live in the house.
Is it a nerd convention or is it like?
She's her art, right?
Yeah, for sure. Oh, she mentioned that. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's one of the conventions she goes to promote her art.
Have either of you seen the Orville? Helen was mentioning that.
I saw 2 episodes.
Yeah, I saw half of one.
Well, I guess you, Helen just said it sucks.
Yeah.
Is that
The thing? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
is that the consensus?
I mean, it wasn't my jam.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The thing is, they're making fun, obviously, of the Star Trekky type like scenario,
Mm-hmm.
but deadpan and silly.
Okay.
Because it's Seth Farland, right?
Yeah.
There's the main captain character,
Mm-hmm.
and so to me, it's a bit pull your finger farty joked with. I don't know. It's just not. I didn't find it funny.
Right.
If you find Family Guy funny, maybe I guess, or American Dad, and what are the other ones that he does?
Yeah, I kind of like it in a mean humor kind of way.
Yeah. For me, there's no the little bit I watched at Barville. It's more like running gags all the way through,
Oh, I see.
like a very loosely based sort of episode
Mm-hmm.
with very little plot and a whole bunch of running gags through the like essentially what Family Guy is. Right?
Yeah, of course. So I've I won't watch the Orville then probably. But have you seen Avenue 5?
Nope, haven't heard of it.
Don't know what that is.
That's about it's about a space cruise ship that gets stranded in an orbit that is really elongated. And it's a comedy.
Yeah.
And they're dealing with because it's a cruise, they're not astronauts on the ship. They're just like people who took a vacation. Right? So there's all different kinds of people. And it's pretty funny, even though it's not as it's not quite as quality as I expected it to be, but it's still pretty funny.
Have you
Hugh
seen
Laurie
18?
is the main character, who is amazing.
I love Hugh Laurie.
Yeah, Hugh Laurie is awesome stuff. So,
have you seen 1899?
I have not. So I've heard good things about it though.
isn't that the prequel to Kevin Costner?
1900? Sorry, what were you gonna say?
That would be a year before. I thought it was a portion of the series. Oh no, that's a different one. I'm thinking something different.
Yeah.
I see the picture now. It's the whole falling into a time warpy thing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's really good. I like it.
It's got the Inception faceted world in the image.
It's just fun to watch.
Yeah. I bet like time travel is always a weird one.
Sorry, I didn't laugh harder about the 1900. I apologize. I was in mid
like that we
and
made
it was like my brain's going blah. Well done.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, it probably wasn't a funny joke.
It was no less funny than they stopped making shortbread.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hey, that was hilarious.
That was a good joke. I wish I had caught that.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Had I been there, had my brain been there in the moment, I was expecting they're not making shortbread any longer. What?
Yeah, I was thinking, why? Because of health reasons?
Yeah. I was thinking it was going to be a joke. I was just waiting for the punchline. I didn't realize it was all jammed in there in one line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No.
It's a
I thought it
single
was,
line joke. I believe
right.
that's called dad humor.
Yeah. I was thinking more of like, why did the chicken cross the road to get to the other side? Was the pacing I was expecting, but it was just all crammed in there in one
Mhm.
little line, which is quite great. Could you say it again, Amy, for us?
Did you hear they're not making shortbread any longer?
That's what it is. Yes.
Ugh.
And you think at that point, going, "No, I haven't heard that," and then you go, "La da 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 da." We all go, "Ha ha."
Longer.
Did you
Do you get
did
it?
you
But I'm
hear
like any longer. That's the joke.
did you hear
Well
the
done.
cannibal passed his brother in the woods?
One more time.
Did you hear the cannibal passed his brother in the woods?
Oh
God. Right beside
That's
the
a
bear
similar-
that's always being referenced.
Do cannibals poo in the woods? Clearly they do.
Yeah, I think so.
Mhm.
Like some of this, like that one of the poster up here for 1899 reminded me of Inception, but this image here reminds me of The Tempest. Maelstrom is what I meant. I believe it's a Poe story. Because there's a ship going around and round and round, and the people are like, "Oh no, we're all gonna die," and they do.
Oh, well, then-
Yeah.
There's a number of movies like that though.
Yeah,
Not necessarily a whole, but we're all gonna die.
yeah.
And then
Oh
they
yeah,
do.
yeah, for sure. But I mean, the Maelstrom has the whole whirlpool in the middle of the sea.
If you watch it, you'll have to let me know because I'd like to hear your thoughts.
Right.
Definitely
Yeah.
will watch it.
I think I want to get on the 1899 train.
Yeah.
Not
Oh.
one that's going to be taken back in time, because that would probably lead to a bunch of drama and possibly murder or something.
Mayhem.
So I want to stay off the train that's actually going back in time, even though this is a boat. Maybe the second season. Oh, 1899 is off of Netflix, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
is somebody else picking it up?
Oh wait, it's off. Like they can't. They
No.
they
It's
took
not
it
off Netflix. I mean, they're not renewing
For
for a second season.
Oh really?
Yeah.
did
Netflix
they?
dumped them. Netflix dumped a bunch of people because after COVID was sort of over and people had to go back to work, they stopped watching Netflix and go, "What the hell am I paying all this money for every
Yeah,
month?" When
that's right. Apparently, Helen and I watched the first episode, and we said, "Oh, this is boring," and didn't watch any more of it.
more.
But
Well,
I'm willing to give it another shake. Maybe we'll try
The
it out.
confidence which you just said that is
Mhm.
inspiring, sir. I think we'll give it another shake.
Yeah.
Question marks
I think
everywhere.
maybe we'll
Maybe.
watch a second episode.
If we're bored, there's nothing else to watch.
Yeah. And mixed in with the series in these this
pictures.
Google search is just like random pictures from 1899.
Yeah. All the ladies on their bikes.
Yep. And they're progressively getting happier in
Yeah.
this picture, like the dour
Oh, it
one,
was called the gay '90s.
the medium one, and then the super happy one.
Yes.
Man, this is ridiculous. I think it's almost 9:00.
Yes.
I've got to get going because I wake up super early.
Yes, you do.
And I should start winding down.
It's
What time do you wake up?
4:30,
Why do you wake up at 4:30?
so that I can make it into work. I
you
go to work.
start at 7, right?
Yeah, I start at 7, and it's over an hour away.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so it's so that's my trial right now.
When do you eat breakfast?
At about 5.
I'm
That's
just going to
pretty
sleep
early.
usually.
Yeah.
I'm usually just going to sleep. That's why occasionally it's so weird, Raven.
Yeah.
Like you'll send a Discord message at like 10 to 5, and I'm just about to go to sleep. Going, what is he doing up at this time?
I have already been to sleep.
Yeah, it's my brain is like everyone else is exactly the same as me. So why are you up at this time late at night?
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming and hanging out. I loved
Do you
talking
have
to
a
you.
full breakfast when you wake up at 5?
I have a cereal usually.
Ooh, what cereals do you eat?
Eggs tomorrow. Nice.
Ooh,
Ooh,
Nice.
that's nice.
Yeah.
does Helen get up at 4:30 in the morning too?
Usually no. But if she's up, she will often make me like an egg. So I
That's awesome.
appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, that's very cool.
What cereal do you usually eat?
I've got to go. You're doing
Is it
the
like
thing
Frosted
again.
Flakes?
You're
I
doing
believe
it
Amy
again.
is trying to keep you on.
Yeah. All right.
Or Cheerios?
I'll talk to you guys later.
Thank you,
On Sunday,
Raven.
I guess.
Yeah.
Inquiring minds want to know the questions of the cereals.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Cheers.